to talk about the levees video. That was very, very, very sad. Like, I had heard about Hurricane Katrina or whatever, but I didn't hear about, like, the stuff that went on, like, behind what the news showed us. The fact that the government waited 4 days to send over relief for Hurricane Katrina, and they had said that the tsunami, they had food in 2 days, and we're in America. I don't know how that could have happened 4 days without them getting help. And this was like a national disaster. And they were saying that, like, Condoleezza Rice was buying Ferragamo shoes, and other one was at like a conference, and Bush was doing some kind of conference too, and nobody had known that a hurricane was going on. Like, I mean, the guy on the radio had been reporting it for days that they had a hurricane, and like even before the hurricane, there was news that it was a 5 rated one or something, and still nobody prepared for this. And the newscaster that was recording it, like, she really put the FEMA guy on the spot, and he kind of didn't have anything to say. He was like kind of caught off guard because he wasn't, like, I guess, expecting her to ask him those questions with like such intensity. And the fact that, like, just seeing all those people out there with nothing, no food, and the babies, little babies out there, that's just ridiculous. And then they finally, at the end, 4 or 5 days later, sent out food and stuff for him. And the one guy wanted to get his mom, and the guy was like, "I'm doing my orders. You have to get on the bus." Like, he couldn't even go get his mom. I'm like, you've already waited 4 days. What's 5 more minutes for him to go get his mom? It was just ridiculous. And the footage of it was just really sad. Like, all the water had taken over. Like, I've been to New Orleans with my family, and like it was just completely transformed by this, like, water. And these people had been living in New Orleans for generations, and like they had talked about Hurricane Betsy that happened in the 60s, and how they had broke the levees to unleash the water to protect the French quarters or whatever, the richer part of town, and kind of let go of the people who were poor or whatever. So it was like the poor people were there, and like everybody like cramped up into this super dome, and then eventually it started to leak or whatever. But I'm like, even the people in the dome or the convention center didn't get anything. Like, they were stuck in there for days. And then, like, the people at the airport, that was just crazy. They're being stuck in that airport and not knowing where you're going, separating families, putting people in Texas, Florida. Like, it was just, like, it was unorganized. Like, I know they were trying to get people out of there, but that was just crazy. And then the bridge, the people tried to get over the bridge, and the people wouldn't let them, and called them names and stuff like that. Like, and then all of a sudden the cops acted like they didn't know what they were talking about or whatever. But yeah, they could have let them over the bridge, but instead they kept them contained like animals or whatever. Like, I think this is considered like oral history portion, because it's like part of history. Like, they have like footage of the hurricane, and they have like evidence of how the government didn't act as quickly as they could have or should have in this thing. And they have all these people coming together discussing this one event, and how this like disaster brought so many people together, like, as one. They were like working together. It was like all the people were helping each other get on boats or travel in the water, and it was just like really beautiful how the New Orleans community came together, even though it was under like these awful circumstances. But I did really enjoy the video, even though it was really sad, and I didn't really know about the stuff that went on behind the closed doors that no one wanted to discuss. And I haven't really heard anybody bash Bush besides this video about him not acting as quickly as they could, but I've seen people jump on Obama for doing like an error, and it's just not right.